Thanks for logging into myfoxhurricane.com. I'm meteorologist Dave Osterberg. 3 down. We don't know how many to go. Love to leave it there, wouldn't we? But yeah, we're still early on, of course, in our tropical season and the tropical activity. And I don't think people realize this. It really doesn't start to ramp up until we get into August. I mean, only 8% of all the named storms happen in July. We have 6% in June. This is climatology speaking. And then you ramp it way up August, September, and at least the first half of October. So that's why it's typically quiet. And in July, there are a couple of favored areas for development, one along the northern Gulf Coast, another where we saw Chantal, right? We saw that form. That was right off the southeast coast of the United States. So look what we have for you, folks. We got an area of potentially disturbed weather. Here's what's going to happen. There's going to be an upper low. You can already start to see some of the convection associated with it. This is going to dip down and run across the state of Florida. So it's going to be moving westward. It will bring a lot of rain to the state of Florida, but once it gets out into the Gulf, it does have the potential to develop tropically. Now, it's going to have to do a lot of transformation to go from an upper low to a surface low, but given the fact it's going to move slow, it's going to have the time. 20% chance that development over the next 7 days. So as that happens, or if it happens, it would be moving away from the state of Florida, or at least the peninsular portion of Florida. So the environment is favorable for this slow development, which probably would take several days. So you're talking about mid to late week if something does develop. Regardless, though, you're going to get rounds and rounds of heavy rain from this upper low over the state of Florida, and you can kind of watch this spin develop. You see it off toward the east. By the way, this red on here is deep, deep tropical moisture, and you can see the waves of rain. Here's Monday. They're going to roll through Florida into Tuesday, into Wednesday, and it's at that point you start to see this broad low trying to develop out into the Gulf as it will continue to move toward the west. So that's what the Hurricane Center is keeping an eye on. And while the computer models themselves aren't really gangbusters about developing this, anytime you get a storm system in the Gulf in July, it is definitely something to keep an eye on. Until we get to that point of development, though, there's a slight risk for excessive rainfall for much of the state of Florida, really, as you're going from Levy County southward, and that's for Monday. And then for Tuesday, you're looking at excessive rainfall from Tampa southward as well. And the entire state could be looking at somewhere between 3 to 5 or 3 to 6 inches of rain all coming down in the next 2 or 3 days. So you see a lot of it there. So we'll wait, we'll watch. One thing's for certain, a lot of rain in Florida this week. And as that low moves west, we'll watch for that chance for development. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. Thanks for checking in. We'll see you soon.